Let us see the next question. On 10th of July, an importer entered into a forward contract with the bank for 50,000 US dollar due on 10th of September at an exchange rate of 66.84. The bank covered its position in the interbank market at 66.68. How the bank would react if the customer requests on 13th of September, which is after 10th of September. 1. He says that I want to cancel. He says that I want to execute. He says that I want to extend with the due date of 10th of November. The exchange rates for the United States dollar in the interbank market rates were as follows on 10th of September, on 13th of September. Spot is given. Spot September, it means that within September, if at all you want to do a forward contract, then this is the rate applicable. Spot November means for spot October means for October month, if at all you want to take any forward contract, then in that case for any date, this rate would be applicable. Spot November means for the month of November, for any of the date you want to enter into the forward contract, this is the rate applicable. Exchange margin was 0.1% on buying and selling. Interest on the outlay funds 12%. You are required to show calculations to 1. Cancel if at all he is requesting for cancellation. Second, execution. And third, extension of the forward contract. These are the 3 questions. Yes. Everybody is requested to go through the question, please. I want you to tell me answer of only first question. Not all the 3, only first question. Now let us have understanding that how to calculate the answer. Again, first of all, understanding the question from the timeline point of view. See, we have to understand that the question is providing the information like this. The entire story starts on 10th of July. So basically it has been given to us that on 10th of July, a forward contract is entered upon for 10th of September. What kind of forward contract? It is sell of rupees and purchase of dollar. As per the given information, this kind of forward contract is entered upon by customer with bank. Okay. Why? Because the question is providing clearly the information that it is an importer customer. On the same day, that is on 10th of July, for 10th of September, from bank point of view, there are 2 contracts which have been entered upon. One is with the customer and another is in the interbank. Writing all this is voluntary, not mandatory. The transaction is sell of dollar and purchase of rupees. For that, the exchange rate is provided to us as 66.84. So for this, the exchange rate is 66.84. Rupees per dollar. At the same time, so the bank has entered into the interbank market for sell of rupees and purchase of dollar. That is, in order to give dollar, I have to buy dollar. What is the exchange rate? It is 66.68. That is the way, so the two transactions in which the bank must have entered into. Okay, proceeding further, listen carefully what I am going to speak now. The question says that say on 13th of September, so the customer comes. However, before that, so the 10th of September comes. So on 10th of September, what bank is required to do? Bank is required to enter into the swap transaction. The first one is say to cancel this original forward contract which I had entered upon in the interbank market. It was for sell of rupees and purchase of dollar. That was the interbank transaction which I had entered upon, which I have to reverse. So over here it is on 10th of September, you are required to cancel it. Sell of dollar and purchase of rupees. Whatever this amount of the dollar which I am going to buy, that I will sell. You can see that so the information is provided to us that on 10th of September, the day on which the customer did not come, this is the spot exchange rate. What is the transaction? Sell of dollar and purchase of rupees. So I will get less amount of rupees. So 66.15. So 66.15 rupees per dollar will be the rate applicable. Hence we understand that say I will be having say a loss because I am going to pay 66.68. I am going to receive 66.15. Difference of that is the loss per dollar multiplied with 50,000. So loss is 53 paise into 50,000. That comes to 26,500. That immediately I have to pay from my pocket. Okay. I know that say I am under obligation to give dollar to the customer if at all he comes to me at any point of time. So I will enter into the interbank market for the nearest forward contract. We understand that's the nearest forward contract. For sell of rupees and purchase of dollar. So that I can buy dollar from interbank to give dollar to my customer. What is the rate which is applicable on 10th of September for sell of rupees and purchase of dollar? 66.32. So over here it is 66.32 rupees per dollar is the applicable exchange rate. Okay. Now we understand that it's the swap gain or loss in which, dear students, this is the seller rupees and this is the purchase rupees. So calculation of swap gain or loss in which 66.32 rupees is the buying rate of dollar and 66.15 is the selling rate of dollar. Difference of that into 50,000. That is what's the loss which I will be having. So 17 paise per dollar into 50,000, that comes to rupees 8,500. So this is the swap loss. Now 10th of the September date gone, on which date say I have entered into these two transactions. Now 13th of September date comes and on this date the customer comes. I will not allow him to speak a single word. I will tell him something like this, that originally you had entered into some transaction on 10th of July for 10th of September. What was that transaction? It was sell of rupees and purchase of dollar. What was the exchange rate that I had given to you? 66.84. You do one thing, let's say you cancel this contract. So on 13th of September, immediately you are required to cancel the contract. Sell of dollar and purchase of rupees. So on 13th of September, sell of dollar and purchase of rupees, lower rate will be available to you. So 65.96. So 65.96 minus, again the exchange margin is provided to us 0.1 percentage, that is 0.10 percentage. 65.96 minus 0.10%, that comes to 65.8940. Okay, so we understand that there is a loss once again. Why? Because you are going to buy dollar at 66.84 and you are going to sell it at 65.8940. Multiply with 50,000. Dear students, you must have understood that this transaction is from the customer point of view. So we are required to adjust the margin. 65.894 minus 66.84 into 50,000. That comes to loss of rupees 47,300. Okay. Then I will tell him like this. That see, because of you, I have incurred a swap loss and I want you to pay that swap loss to me. Because of you, I had to make the payment of the loss of 26,500 and for that so you have to pay 3 days of the interest to me. So you do one thing, amount to be recovered. See, I have not asked him that say why you have come today. I am not asking him. Without asking him anything, this calculation is to be done. The first is the swap loss plus interest plus loss on cancellation. So 8,500 rupees I will recover from him plus 26,500 into rate of interest is 12% into 3 divided by 365 plus loss on cancellation 47,300. This is the amount that I am going to recover. So 26,500 into 12% into 3 divided by 365. So it is 8,500 plus 26.14 plus 47,300. So the total amount that I am going to recover is 55,826.14. This is the amount that I am going to recover from him. Now I will tell him that yes, what can I do for you? Now in the first case he says that I want to cancel the contract. Okay, then you go away now. You had to cancel it and I have already made it cancel for you. So now you can go. This is the way the first answer is required to be given. So this is what you have to write if at all you want. This is the initially understanding the timeline transaction. On 10th of September, this is the swap transaction. Of course, you have to write that. So this is what the calculation of profit or loss to bank for swap transaction. Sorry, this is the not. This is the amount of loss to be paid on 10th of September. This is the swap gain or loss, and this is the profit or loss to customer on cancellation of original forward contract. This is the profit or loss on cancellation of original forward contract, and this is the final amount to be recovered. Let us this first initial transaction. The date of the transaction on 10th of September. Of course, bank transaction. Because on 10th of September, customer does not come. So these are the transactions in which the bank is entering into. No explanation is required to be given, only answer is required to be given. The amount of the loss to be paid, of course, by bank on 10th. And then calculation of the swap gain or swap loss to bank. So 13th September, calculate the profit or loss on the cancellation of the original forward contract. Write on that. Now friends, over here the institute has given suggested answer in which they have made a round of this rate 65.8950 that they have taken. Like the way they provide number of times that the rates are required to be taken in the multiple of 0.0025. That instruction they have taken over here implied, and accordingly the suggested answer is provided by them. But in the question there is no clarity. That is the reason say I have not done in multiple of 0.0025. Finally, this is the amount to be recovered by bank from customer. And coincidentally in the first question, it has been given that say the customer wants to only cancel the contract. So this is the amount to be recovered from him. Now the second question says that suppose he wants to execute the contract. Dear students, as I told you that say before he speaks anything, we will collect an amount which we have computed in the first part. So that answer will be Control C, Control V, copy paste. No change in that. Now if at all he wants to buy, then yes, we are ready to sell you because we are doing this business only. However, you are required to buy it at the current spot rate. So you will be allowed to purchase at the current spot rate prevailing on 13th of September. So sell of rupees and purchase of dollar. In that say this amount of the rupees per dollar plus margin, that amount into 50,000 that will be collected additionally over and above the answer that we have computed above, and with that say we will give $50,000 to him. So let us answer the second question. If at all customer wants to buy $50,000, comma, in that case first of all customer is required to pay an amount calculated in first part of the question. Rupees 55826. 0.14. Now at spot exchange rate of 13th of September, $50,000 will be purchased. So please write down spot transaction, sell of rupees and purchase of dollar, 65.99. 65.99 plus 0.10 percentage. So 66.05599. So I'm making it 60560 rupees per dollar. So it is 50,000 into 66.0560. That comes to 33,02,500. 800, I'm sorry. This is what say he is required to pay. That this customer is required to pay. Third, the question says that say he wants to extend till 10th of that is 10th of November. So as we understand, first of all, the loss is to be recovered, the amount 55,826.14, and then forward exchange rate prevailing on this date for November will be applicable to buy dollar. Yeah, before I proceed further, just would like to give a clarification. See, late delivery, that is 13th of September is after 10th. In this case, the relevant spot rate prevailing on such date shall be applicable. That is the rate prevailing on 13th of September. So we understand that this is the rate which will be applicable. So let us answer the third question. Again over here, first of all, an amount calculated above will be collected from customer. Rupees 55,826.14. Now, new rate for November will be given on 13th of September. So on 13th of September, for 10th of November, forward contract will be sell of rupees and purchase of dollar. So 66.49 . plus 0.10% margin. So no cash flow will be there on this rate. It is only that there is a fixed commitment, 66.5565 rupees per dollar. This is the way the rate will be freezed. So we understand that over here, just a note for understanding. First one, write down. On 10th of July, only for understanding these notes are there. Customer enters in a forward contract with bank to buy $50,000 at the rate of 66.84 rupees per dollar. With paragraph write down. Bank enters in two transactions comma one to buy dollar from interbank at the rate of 66.68 rupees per dollar, and second to sell dollar to customer at the rate 66.84 rupees per dollar. Second, on 10th of September, customer does not come, full stop. So bank is purchasing dollar from interbank market at the rate 66.68 and selling in spot at the rate 66.15 rupees per dollar. Full stop. It results in loss of rupees 26,500. In bracket write down actual cash outflow. Bracket over. With paragraph write down. Further, a new nearest forward contract entered upon for buying $2 lakh at the rate of 66.32 rupees per dollar. With paragraph write down. Importantly, comma, there is a swap loss of rupees 8,500. In bracket write down 66.15 minus 66.32. into 50,000. Full stop. This amount can also be found as under. So one is the 10th of September transaction in which you sell rupees 66.68 to buy dollar, and the same dollar is sold in the spot market at 66.15. So there is loss of 53 paise into 50,000. So 26,500, and we understand that so the original price at which you had to buy the dollar was 66.68. New price at which you have to buy dollar is 66.15. So you are able to buy the dollar at a lower value, so you make a gain. You are saving 66.68 and you are paying 66.15. I'm sorry. You are paying 66.32. I'm sorry, the new rate. So 66.68 was the price at which you were supposed to buy, but now you are able to buy at only 66.32. So you are able to save 36 paise. So this is a savings into 50,000. So it comes to 18,000. So overall it is 8,500. This is the way swap loss or swap gain can be calculated. Okay. Third, on 13th of September, customer will be asked to cancel original forward contract, comma, entered at the rate of 66.84 to be cancelled at spot rate. That is 65.96 rupees per dollar adjusted for margin. Original contract was for buying dollar, comma, so now in spot transaction sell dollar at the rate of 65.96 rupees per dollar. Amount to be recovered will include swap loss, comma, loss on cancellation and interest on outlay of funds. Full stop. This is the way we have to write answer. Friends, a question could have been asked in the reverse sequence. The question could have been asked in the reverse sequence, even though the first calculation will be 55826.14. That you have to understand properly.